Good morning, brothers and sisters. Doug White, down here in Alabama. Peace and love to everybody out there. They might have tuned in this little channel of mine. I'm sitting here talking on my phone. But anyway, hope there might be somebody, listening. Today, I woke up with the thought of Job's friends. Job's friends. I think, Job knew God a whole lot better, in my view, than his friends knew God. But that didn't prevent God from wanting Job to pray for his friends. These friends knew not what they were doing. They didn't have. They certainly didn't know their Creator the way Job did. But still, I believe that they were God's people, and I think that's what's going on today. Let me read what it said right here with me, and you maybe. Job's friends. Golly, that would have been hard for me to pray for them, but God had me pray for some of my friends, some of my brethren out there that didn't see things the way I saw it. But I throwed up a prayer, not much of one, for some of my friends. But after a while, I began to sympathize, look at my days, how blind I was to different truths. All truth is important, brothers and sisters. All truth, the whole counsel of God is important. And if I could, I don't have a T-shirt or anything, but if ever I had wore a T-shirt, it would be, let's see, I would have something like on my T-shirt. Truth matters. Truth matters. That's what I'd have. Truth matters. All truth matters. I put that on a T-shirt. All truth matters. But because the more truth you get, the closer you're gonna be to knowing God. But anyway, here's Job's friends, and this is what Jesus said at his crucifixion. At the crucifixion. Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. So, brothers and sisters, we're surrounded down here by, in my view, many, many brothers and sisters that know not what they're doing. And so we shouldn't think a little bit, we shouldn't look down our nose because God has given us a little more truth. And so I think that's what's going on right here, probably a little bit with Job. Because it started out, have you considered my servant Job? So let me get into this real quick. And the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. Also the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. Then came there unto him all his brethren, all his sisters, and all that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house, and they bemoaned him and comforted him over all the evils that the Lord had brought upon him. Notice that, brothers and sisters? That the Lord had brought upon him. They saw God as a sovereign God. The good things and the bad things had to go across his desk before they could happen. So, but anyway, Job's friends certainly didn't have a picture, the big picture, but the way they were talking to Job, they wasn't comforting him a bit. But God said, you pray for those. They're mine too. So that's the way I do nowadays. I pray for the people that have it wrong, in my view, because I was just like they were before God gave me a little bit more knowledge about him. And they can go there. you know, uh, I think one time in Scripture it said that Jesus said, "Leave them alone." You know, they're not against us. So if you're not against God, if you're one of His, you know, you might not have all the truth, or you might be just searching for more truth, and He might not have revealed all the truth to you. It's God's prerogative whether He brings you into any truth. But that's what I'd have on a T-shirt. I'd have uh, all truth matters. You know, all truth matters. He'll lead you into all truth. The Spirit of truth, when it's come, it'll lead you into all truth. And so I'm looking for a little bit more truth today, you know, than I had yesterday. That I hope I can handle it. When I found out about the flat Earth, that was a little bit, that was a little hard to handle to start with. That was a big chunk. I mean, a lot of people can't handle that, you know. They can't fathom the idea that they had been lied to so much, and they had bought all this spinning ball earth lie and all the other deceptions we're having on the news. But anyway, thought I'd get on here and talk about Job's friends for some reason. Yep, there are people. I was just listening to a little video about Mahalia Jackson was singing "Sweet Little Jesus Child," sweet little holy child. Uh, uh, they didn't know who you were or was. Sweet little Jesus child, you know, and that song, I don't know if you can go look it up on the internet. It's almost an apology, or it's telling God, you know, they treated you awful. You're born in a manger, be born in a manger, and it's almost it's a prayer to God, you know. They treated you wrong, you know, God. That's what that Mahalia Jackson song is. And you could tell when she's singing it, she meant it. They didn't know who you were, and ain't that what Jesus said? Sweet little Jesus child. They didn't know who you was, and that's what Jesus said. They know not what they do. So, brothers and sisters, we have people all around us that God has given you some more information about our world and about Him. But we should pray for those that are like Job's friend. They're just a big headache. You need to pray for them because and he turned his captivity. In other words, when he did that, he wasn't captive anymore. He turned his captivity because you know Job was sitting there, you know, thinking, well, who are these people telling me this? They don't, you know, he knew God in a very personal way. You know, Job knew God, but he didn't know all the particulars about God, and neither did they. I didn't know jack squat until I was 60, in my late 60s. I found out I didn't know as much as I thought I did when he started revealing to me the the lies about our uh, the heliocentrism, or the we don't live on a spinning ball Earth, and other things. You know, the whole of our uh, whole of our news and what we think is true is not not true, to say the least. We're being lied to, and the masses are being manipulated by uh, media. But anyway, I don't get in that too much, I get in trouble. But anyway, what I was going to talk about was Job's friends. Job had some friends that wasn't very nice. He prayed for them. And I'm sure all of y'all out there got some that you just can't stand. But just look, brother, sister. If you want to get some more truth, you got to pray for them because they know not what they're doing, and you knew not what you were doing until God turned on the light in your heart, put His Spirit inside you, and placed his spirit. You were made to drink. You weren't asked to drink. You were made to drink of his spirit. He didn't ask you. Thank God he didn't, because we wouldn't have drank. By one spirit we were all baptized into one body. That's the one baptism that's on the Church of Christ people down here seem to think that they got a monopoly on. By one spirit we were all baptized into one body. What is that one? A spirit is not water baptism. It's one spirit. See? One spirit. That's the one baptism that's in the Bible. We were all baptized into one body, the body of the church, his people, brothers and sisters. And that's not the water baptism. That is a spirit baptism. But anyway, I don't know why I got into that, but you were made to drink. Say, brothers and sisters, you weren't asked to drink. You were made to drink. Thank God he did. But anyway, just rambling this morning, got my coffee. And what do you think about that thing about Job's friends? And God restored to him, I never did see, did he get a new wife at the end? But he got all, God restored everything back to him. But like you say, there'd have to be some kind of miracle done inside of him. But he lived on and on and on and had more children. Don't tell me that you get over the children that he had lost. I don't believe so. God had to do something supernatural in his heart to make him want to live all them hundreds of years later. But anyway, just rambling this morning and got my coffee. It's going to burn up that 15 minutes, but can't think of anything else to say except put it in the column there if you want to hear me talk to my phone in the mornings and tell me what you're thinking. It's going to be hard not to get along with me because I'm a chief of sinners down here in Alabama who is living by the grace of God. I look back. I went to an event the other night with a band recital. I looked out over the audience and I saw some older gentlemen like myself, and they were in wheelchairs and walkers, but they were still around. And I just thought to myself, they were here when I was a child. They've been through a lot of the stuff I've been through, and we're still here. And brothers and sisters, when I reflect back on my life, it's just one miracle after another that I'm here. It's got to be God keeping us alive, keeping me alive, because I've dodged too many bullets for it to be happenstance. So, brothers and sisters, that's what I thought last night. And I remember looking over one of my brethren down there across the room, and his wife was with him, and he was in a walker and a wheelchair, and he was in bad shape, in his twilight years. And his wife stroked his hair. Tears welled up in my eyes because I knew, but he wasn't no perfect man. But she loved him anyway, brother and sister. She loved him anyway through all his folly, and they'd been through, and she stuck with him all these years. I thought that was wonderful. So was my wife, stuck with me through all my ridiculousness. I guess that's the word. But anyway, peace and love from this old boy down here in Alabama. Put it in the comments if you want to hear me ramble some more.